All right, so get this. Imagine like a global organization, thousands of employees, right? And then boom, it just shrinks down to like a tiny fraction of its size. Wild, right?
Yeah, that's a pretty good way to put it. We're talking about USAID, the U.S. Agency for International Development, and it's a huge story.
Yeah, I mean, we've been looking at some news sources, and it's a lot to take in, Thousands of personnel out, contractors let go, foreign aid frozen, and it all happened so quickly, too, like just weeks after the new administration comes in.
Yeah, the speed is definitely a part of what makes this so shocking. I mean, we're talking about USAID going from over 10,000 personnel globally to like a projected few hundred. It's a massive shift.
Huge. And a lot of people are trying to figure out what it all means.
Right, because this is the agency that manages billions of dollars in foreign aid. Like, think about programs like, the President's Malaria Initiative.
Yeah.
That's helped to reduce malaria deaths in Africa by like over 60%. So,
Yeah.
so what happens to those kinds of programs if USAID is just like gutted?
Yeah, and then you throw Elon Musk into the mix, and it's like, wait, what's going on here?
Yeah, the Elon Musk thing is, well, it's definitely added fuel to the fire. I mean, the CEO of Tesla and SpaceX heading up this new initiative called the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE.
Doji E.
Yeah, DOGE. And, he's not exactly known for being quiet about his opinions, and he's definitely had some things to say about USAID.
Yeah, calling the employees worms probably didn't win him any fans over there.
Probably not. I mean, some people say he's just, all about efficiency, right? Like he sees a bloated bureaucracy and he wants to streamline it. But others are saying there's an ideological component to this as well. Maybe he agrees with those who think U.S. side has like strayed too far from its core mission.
Right, right. Okay, so let's talk about USAID's mission for a sec. So we have this leaked email here, and it basically lays out how different departments would be affected by this downsizing. And the numbers are honestly pretty wild.
Yeah, this email really puts things into perspective. You see the humanitarian assistance and global health bureaus, the ones that deal with natural disasters, disease outbreaks, things like that. They would be absolutely decimated. Like we're talking 78 people left in humanitarian assistance, 77 in global health. That's it.
Wow.
And then you look at like the Middle East Bureau, they'd have 21 people. And Africa, 12. 12 people for a whole continent.
It's hard to imagine how they could even function at that point.
Yeah.
So what are the people who support these changes? What are they saying? Is it just about saving money? Or is there something more to it?
Well, the White House and some congressional Republicans are saying that USAID has become, inefficient, wasteful. They're talking about a sprawling bureaucracy. They say the agency has lost focus, that it's pursuing things like LGBTQ rights, and that those things are getting in the way of its like core mission.
I see. So they're saying that USAID is spending money on things that it shouldn't be and that it's not focusing on what it should be.
Exactly. And there's even a bill that's been introduced to just abolish USAID altogether.
No kidding. Just get rid of it completely.
Yeah, Rep. Greg Stube introduced this bill. His argument is that, we can just transfer all of USAID's functions over to the State Department. He says that would eliminate redundancy, streamline things.
Okay, so that's one side of the story. But there's obviously a lot of pushback against all of this,
Oh,
right?
yeah, absolutely. I mean, USAID staff have been protesting. They're saying that they're being unfairly targeted. They're worried about the influence of, this DOGE thing. And they're just really concerned about the speed of all of this. And there's also a lawsuit that's being prepared challenging the legality of all of this.
A lawsuit.
Yeah, the American Foreign Service Association and the American Federation of Government Employees, they're saying that, the president can't just like unilaterally dismantle an agency like USAID. It's a complex legal question, and it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
Right. Right. So we've got like accusations of wasteful spending on one side, worries about gutting a really vital agency on the other, and then this whole legal battle on top of it. It's a lot.
It is, and it really gets to the heart of this bigger debate about, what is the role of U.S. foreign aid in the world? Like, is it effective? Are we using it strategically? Should it be more about, economic development or humanitarian assistance? These are questions that people have been arguing about for decades. And this whole situation with USI, it just brings them all to the surface.
Yeah, yeah. And of course, we can't forget that this is all happening in a very, very politically charged environment.
Definitely. I mean, Democrats in Congress are like completely opposed to these changes. They're saying that, something this big, restructuring an agency like USAID, it needs congressional approval. It can't just be, an executive action. So yeah, this could easily turn into a huge drawn out political fight.
So where does this leave us? I mean, what's the future of USAID? What happens next? It's hard to say.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, the future of USA it's kind of up in the air right now. And the outcome of all of this, it could have like ripple effects across the globe.
It makes you think, about the impact on the ground. Like, what happens if USA is drastically downsized or even abolished?
Huh.
What happens to the countries, to the communities that rely on its programs? We talked about the president's malaria initiative earlier, right?
Yeah,
Like, what happens to that 60% reduction in malaria deaths if those programs lose funding?
it's a big question.
And even bigger than that, what kind of message does this send to the world? Does it mean that the U.S. is no longer committed to global development, to
Mhm.
humanitarian assistance? I mean, it's something we all need to think about.
Absolutely.
So yeah, there you have it. A lot to consider, a lot to unpack, and a lot to watch as this story continues to unfold.
Definitely.